was saying seen and you corrected me. So I took the correction, my brother. It's not big. If you said I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That's cool. All I'm saying,
because I take the Bible literally. Because I take the Bible literally. Like if you say,
this is 1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 20. O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science falsely so called. No, vain babblings. I mean, none of this that we're talking here is just going to get us safe. You're just arguing, it's just niggardry. It doesn't matter. If it's not important, it's not important.
So that means
the point is that we just read about the third or fourth generation is you could come back in that time, and the Most High will visit your iniquities.
So don't you think that don't you think that if you're teaching from the Bible, don't you think that it's okay for me to ask you something?
You can. That's
exactly, and that's what I did.
But even in that, obviously we
when did the babbling comes? But after I ask you a question and without you even answering me, your guys started babbling.
Okay, but
so it's like I can't ask a question then because it's gonna turn out into a babbling because I'm not hearing. You're the one with the Bible in your hand, so I ask you. But these guys now, they feel like they need to defend something that is not there, and that's
okay. Do you feel like you've developed to understand?
I believe that I am within my rights to ask you anything that's fine. Without any due effect of none of you.
That's fine. Okay,
yeah, I love you
bro.
too, and that's why I'm standing here listening to.
Do you feel like you've developed an understanding of that scripture?
No, because you still haven't explained to me. Are you speaking about currently now? Are you speaking about back then?
We're speaking about any time. The most High will visit your iniquity when you come back in the third or fourth. That's not talking about back then, and it's not talking about now specifically. It's not talking about any specific time period. It's speaking about when you do iniquity, when you come back as the third, fourth generation, that's when the Most High will visit you. That's all. That's all. We're not speaking about an ancient Egypt or any time.
You know, in Deuteronomy, Moses gave the law, right? And then it was given to us. That's when we came out of Egypt. This is what we should do. So what you're reading would have been after Egypt, because the law was when we were in. The law was given to Moses while we were actually in Egypt.
Yeah, right.
So the law.
No. When we came out of Egypt.
Exactly. Right. Thank you for correcting. So this what he's saying would have been after Egypt, not before. So it would have been while we're in spiritual Egypt, according to Deuteronomy 28 verse 68 and 48. So it would have been talking about presently now that we have the yoke of iron around.
Yeah.
Then that got released. So we know, according to the European transatlantic slave trade, that began in 1619. That's like a reference.
I understand where you're going.
That's like a reference.
I understand what you mean. You're trying to from that time of Moses to the time of slavery, you're thinking that must be the third and fourth generation.
Because it told you about Christ, and it told you what Christ happened. It told you the generations of Christ, and it told you after Christ.
That we're that generation.
Exactly.
We're that generation.
So the 400 years would have been equated to 1619 if we're going to use a correct.
Well, again, that shows you reincarnation. That we're that same generation.
Exactly, and that only happens because the same people as it was in the beginning, so shall it be in the end. So whosoever was sinning in the beginning, they continue to sin up until today. Who was being righteous, our spirit will confirm who we are today as a righteous man. Like as you are a righteous man, as I'm a righteous man, as he's a righteous man. It's our spirit that confirms us.
For example, back in the days of Noah, the people that existed in that time that perished in the flood, those same people are here now.
And then came Shem and Japheth. And then the line is start again from the wicked
for the people that survived this nuclear holocaust.
Exactly.
Mankind will come again through their lives.
All of those people that had children back then, 2,000 years ago, it's us. It's us that's the seed of those people. If we weren't the seed, then we wouldn't be here. Okay. Innit? Right. If you was born as a woman 100 years ago and you had no children, that's your seed perish. That's your dad's seed perish. But you come back as a man. And you have children to carry on generation to generation.
If you're a woman, you won't come back as a man.
No, that's not what I said.
Oh, sorry.
I said if you was born 6 years ago as a woman from a man, he had just had one daughter. The man died and the woman died. That would have been it for that generation of his family, you know. But because we are here today, it means that we suffered the times to be here standing now.
Yeah.
So your father, your grandfather, your great-grandfather, your great-great. So you are a man-child today because God has chosen you to be a man-child to stand here today and talk about him. Likewise myself, likewise him, likewise you.
But even as prophets come back like we
as men
prophesied back in time past.
Exactly.
So everybody that's doing what they're doing, they did this in previous time past.
Just like when he came down off the mountain, only three tribes didn't bow down to the calf. It was the Levi, the Benjamite, and Judah. Am I wrong? When Moses, when everyone was worshipping the calf, it was only 3 tribes.
Oh, yeah, all the tribes was doing that. They all went off.
Yeah, but only 3 different tribes said we're not taking part, which is Levi, Judah, and the Benjamites.
Okay, yeah.
So other tribes went off and started worshipping the calves, but we are the ones come back in this time, reincarnation.
Right.
But and we're all waking up together. There's no one waking up. Like, some wake up before some, but
this is Jeremiah 5 verse 1. Run ye to and fro through the streets of Jerusalem, and see now and know, and seek in the broad places thereof, if ye can find a man, if there be any that executeth judgment, that seeketh the truth, then I will pardon it. So we're living in a time when we're supposed to be seeking men that are seeking judgment.
Exactly.
Alright? Because
and it's not to put down each other, and it's not to say I know more than you or you know more than me.
There's nothing like that.
There's nothing like that. That's how I see it. That's how I see it. I see I can be able to ask my brother a question, and if it's a stupid question, you say, look, this is what generation means. Because I might not know what generation means. I might not know how long is a generation. But it's for us to be reasonable amongst each other and not to make, because when you make me feel like I don't know what I'm saying, I'm chatting stuff, and you try to compile what we're saying, what I'm trying to say, to justify what you thought I'm saying. It's not right.
No, but I'm not saying that. I'm not going to go down there.
Yeah. We're not.
But again, even in this truth, it teaches how to communicate with your brother. Again, that's what this truth teaches. You know, you might offend a brother, and even in that, you can learn from them. You know what I mean? And that's not to take it personally, but to look at it objectively and to learn from
our parallel. Because in everything there's parallel. Like you identify me as a Rastafarian, as a dread, but then I see the parallel of that. You know, to identify myself first and foremost as an Israelite. Even if people can label people as Muslims, Jews, all different type of labels. Like people call me Rastafarian all the time.
What would you refer? So you refer to yourself as being an Israelite?
I refer to myself as the son of Rastafari. I couldn't take his name. I'm just a follower of him. Like how people follow Muhammad. I follow Rastafari just like that.
So what would Rastafari mean to you? What does that mean?
He's the father for the fatherless.
Because
I lost my father.
That's your God.
When I lost my father, he appeared to me. He appeared to me because my father used to serve him. When he appeared to me personally.
Yeah, but our ancient forefathers didn't know nothing.
That's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you I'm telling you about my what happened to me.
Yeah.
My testimony.
Yeah.
He appeared to me.
Yeah.
You see, like all these other Rastafarians that you see walking around, very intelligent, doctors, lawyers, they all have their stories. I have my story, you have your story, he has his story. Rastafari appeared to me personally. That's why none of you guys can turn me away.
Who is Rastafari? Who is
the same man that you guys don't like. The same person that you don't like. The one that with the crown and his head.
Salasie.
Yeah, he's Rastafari. No, I'm not Rastafari.
That guy's a heathen.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, it doesn't matter what you say, or it doesn't matter what he say.
These are people giving their glory to another. It's all about
exactly.
You're giving your glory to a man that's not even of your people.
That's fine. That's fine.
But you know that's the biggest problem of our people. We like to put other races of people over ourselves.
You know,
we like to put Esau, Arabs, Ethiopians, all these other, but not realizing that you are the chosen people. If Rastafari, if Salasie came to you, that's the devil. That's a demon that came to you. That's not the Most High did not come to you. That was the demon that came to you.
I don't want to argue with you about what you think.
And demons are believable. Demons are believable.
Like if you like this in Emperor Haile Selassie, he's like me. This is like or you're talking down about him or stuff like that. That just make me see you as you're not seeing us as a human family, because when he was reigning,
we're the most separated
as the conquering lion, not even you can't change that. Not even you cannot go and change his title.
Let me tell you something. It's all about your how much.
Bro, it's all about what you say.
Let me speak to you, right? It's all about your how much. Everything else is just
Bro, I defend my.
This is Deuteronomy 32, verse 8. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. Now the point is when he separated the sons of Adam. So Haile Selassie belongs to who? The Cushites, the Ethiopian,
he was saying that to me. He was saying that to me as well, and I told him that that's not the case, because
what people did he belong to? Who are his people?
We're his people. We are all his people. We are all his people.
What people did he belong to? What nation?
According to Psalms 87, verse 5, he says that he would have been born in Ethiopia.
So his people were the Ethiopians?
No, his people are all of us.
Oh, you're playing games, bro.
You're playing games.
I'm not playing games.
You're disrespecting life.
I've asked you what nation I've said what nation of people did Haile Selassie belong to?
Israelite. He's a conquering lion of the tribe of Judah.
He wasn't no conquering lion of Judah.
That's what you say.
He wasn't a Jew. He was a Cushite.
That's what
he was a Cushite.
Why? Because he was in.
The Israelites are different from the Cushites.
There's Israelites in Ethiopia right now.
No. If you ask the Ethiopian, they will tell you that they're Cush.
No, but there's different levels.
So there's no levels.
Yes, there's people that's born.
The Israelites are not Cushites.
Bro.
Cush comes from Ham.
Yeah,
did you know that? The Israelites aren't even from the same lineage.
You know you can born in Jamaica, but you might be Chinese. You can born anywhere in the world.
But I'm talking about that. Those are the descendants of the slaves. Those are the descendants of the slaves.
Yes.
Those people come from West Africa.
Didn't we scattered when we
Those people are Jews. Those are Israelites.
Did we not scattered when we were invaded in Israel?
Yes, we were.
So where everyone run to different places. So some people run into the islands.
But when the white man came to West Africa, who did he enslave? The Israelites.
He enslaved us, yeah.
Exactly.
But we were not all bundled in West Africa.
Going back to Haile Selassie, he was not an Israelite. He was a Cushite. He had nothing to do with our people.
Prove that.
He was a Cushite. I told you that. Ask an Ethiopian. They will tell you that they're Cush. They will tell you this.
I'm going to ask for Ethiopia, everyone. I'm going to ask them.
Go bring the They will tell you that
the Bible itself. No, there's Cushites people. There's Cushites that's been born in England.
We're not Cushites, bro. We're Israelites.
We're Israelites.
Exactly.
We're Israelites.
So how could you put a Cushite as being your
God?
God?
There's Israelites who are born in Ethiopia as well.
But he's not an Israelite. He's
How
a
you
Cushite.
know that? How you know that?
Because you just told me he's an Ethiopian.
Couldn't you be born in Ethiopia?
They don't descend from our people.
Scattered. What does scattered to the four corners of the
This is
world?
Genesis chapter 10. Where's Ham? Yeah, 10 verse 6. And the sons of Ham, Cush,
We know that,
and Mizraim, and Put, and Canaan. Right? So we the Israelites, we come from the seed of Abraham. Abraham doesn't come from Ham.
So you're from Judah, right? You're from Judah. Are you Canaanite?
If the Canaanites come from Ham.
Okay, so are you Canaanite?
Of course not.
Okay, so when Judah married to Tamar, was Tamar a Canaanite? You know Judah?
Yeah. The man Judah.
The man Judah, the son Judah.
Right.
He went into Canaan while they were doing the sheep shearing, yeah? His two sons tried to get this Canaanite woman pregnant. So we came from Canaan. So the Canaanite woman that had Perez and Zara,
they come from Judah's loins.
yeah, but then from a Canaanite woman.
So?
We mean so.
They come from the loins of Judah.
There you go.
They come from the lines of Judah.
That makes them Israelites.
Yes, it's true. It's
So
true.
what if their mothers was Canaanite? That don't make no difference.
What if your mom is a white woman? Nothing.
So what? Who's my
why
father? If my father's an Israelite, that doesn't matter who my mother is. It's all about the seed. The seed.
So who was Emperor Haile Selassie's father?
You told me.
You said he was a Cushite. So prove to me that his father was a Cushite.
Well, you told me what land did he come from?
He's the conquering land of the tribe of Judah.
The Judites are Israelites, man.
Yeah, but he comes from the conquering land. He's the conquering land of the tribe of Judah.
Well, that's what you believe.
So
the
are you
conquering land of
denouncing?
Judah is Yahweh Shai, not Haile Selassie. Haile Selassie died, man.
So if you're good at
He's
reading,
dead. He's not coming back. He's not coming back to save our people.
you're saying that.
Selassie's not coming back to save
Bro,
our
you can
people.
say anything. You can say anything.
It's the book of Numbers, chapter 1, verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month. And they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers.
By the house of their fathers,
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
According to the number of the names from 20 years old and upwards by their posts.
Right, so it's all by your father. It's all by your father.
What you proving then? What did you just prove? What did that prove? Because
That is
obviously I know that
is reinforce
I know
what
that
you
I'm
said.
from the house of
because
my
you
father.
tried to make that statement about Judah going into the Canaanite woman.
Yeah.
So you're trying to say it's by the father, so the woman don't
No.
count.
But then,
That's
but
what you're trying to
then the child would be a mixed race.
There's no such thing as mixed race.
No?
The Bible didn't say anything about mixed race. You come from who your father is.
Okay. So why don't you like Emperor Haile Selassie though? Why?
Why? Because he's not our people, man.
He's not our people.
Of course. But this is about our
So you're saying that him being the conquering lion of the tribe of Judah, that's wrong.
the conquering line of Judah is Yahweh Shai,
So
our Messiah.
and he reigned? Christ reigned? Did he prevail? Did he reign? What did he do? What did Christ do to be called the conquering lion of the tribe of Judah?
Let me
Get Revelation 5 verse 5. These guys, they don't want anyone, whatever they say, not you per se, because obviously I see that you're getting angry at some of the questions I'm asking.
I'm not getting angry,
Even
it's a deep conversation.
even the Gentiles ask hard questions to Christ, right? They ask him hard questions, like questions that they think that he might not be able to answer. But every time I ask you something, this guy he's muttering something and he's shaking like I shouldn't ask you nothing. And
But
it's annoying.
there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that brothers get heated up.
Yeah.
So
But
don't get offended
I'm
by
passionate
it.
too.
Huh?
I'm passionate too.
There's nothing wrong with that. Certain brothers got different spirits. Don't be offended.
So when
Don't
he
be offended.
says he prevailed, because prevailed is in past tense. So if we're talking about something to come, he would be prevailing or he's prevailed. But when he says prevailed, that's past tense.
Yeah, this is Revelations 5
5
verse
verse
5. And the one of the elders saith unto me, weep not. Let me just read it. It says, and one of the elders saith unto me, weep not, behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book and to loose the 7 seals thereof. The seals of this truth of knowledge and understanding.
Yeah. So the knowledge. So when the books are open,
So that's why we can understand the scriptures.
So now the books are open in the last days.
Yeah.
Because we're in the last days now. So now the books are open. So now we are knowledgeable enough to know what's being said in the book. Right?
Yeah.
So because of knowledge increase, as according to Daniel, in the last days, knowledge is going to go to and fro, right? So now that we see that he prevailed, so are you saying that it is to come?
What do you mean? Wait, explain. Talk.
No, this is a different thing.
No, we haven't said the scripture, so you cannot twist the word on that. It said in the last day the knowledge will increase.
Yes, that's what I just said.
No, I said you should not go to and fro.
What are you saying? What are you trying to say?
So Revelation 5 verse 5 tells me that the person which is the conquering line of the tribe of Judah already prevailed, because it says it in past tense, and this is Revelation, this is to come.
Right.
So if it's to come, and we're reading now in the time of knowledge, in the time of understanding, that he has prevailed. So what am I looking for now if he has prevailed?
To receive this truth now.
So what does prevailed means? Prevail,
Meaning-
not prevailing, or not to.
Do we have to look words up? We gotta look words up because
it's fine because I'm a study, bro. What you saying?
That line of the contact, who's saying this?
he's trying to say that's Haile
No,
Selassie.
I'm
Come on, man.
No, man.
And especially no, that is everything presented to Jesus. Come on, that is Christ.
Come on, bro.
Jesus is the God of the whole Bible. Jesus searched the scripture and he doesn't testify of him. There's no Salasie right
You're getting emotional
If you
with
no, but that's the truth.
No, he's getting heated up. He's getting,
with
No,
scriptures.
it's not, but it's
the
truth.
word prevail.
Even if
The
you
word
don't believe that this-
prevail.
The word prevail means to win or triumph.
Yeah, triumph. Triumph, but
To
we're
prove
talking
more
about
powerful
tenses.
or
We're talking
superior.
about tenses now. Me and you, we're talking about tenses. So in Revelation 5 verse 5, it mentioned a tense, have. So it says have prevailed. So have is a past tense as well.
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying to say that you're saying that this hasn't happened to Christ yet. You said to me that this hasn't happened yet.
It has happened.
So
It's like
Christ
he's
has prevailed.
Yeah, he's prevailed to
So
open
Christ
up the
has
understanding
put
of the scriptures.
The gates of hell will not prevail.
This understanding is now available. This is why it says come buy and sell not.
What did the elders? Someone was having a dream, and he said,
Because you're taking it too deep. You're
I'm
making
taking it deep because you're out there. If you wasn't taking it deep, you wouldn't be standing here.
It's not deep.
If
bro.
you wasn't taking it deep, you would not be standing in Brixton today.
It says
Bro, you don't have to say
Isaiah
nothing more to
55,
me.
Isaiah
You don't have to
55
say
verse
nothing more
1.
to me. This is a dialogue
Isaiah
between me and
55
him.
verse 1.
The Bible speaks
Ho,
itself.
everyone that thirsteth, come ye to the waters. He that hath no money, come ye, buy and eat. Yea, come, buy wine and milk without money and without price. It's talking about this understanding.
What does 50
Because it's
verse 1
available
says?
now. We can now understand these breakdowns. We can
I
understand
seek
Revelations.
righteousness. I seek
We can understand
righteousness.
Genesis.
That's fine.
We can understand these different
Exactly.
prophecies. Why? Because the Yahweh Shai prevailed to open up the seals of this
Thank
book.
you very much.
Because
But-
it was sealed before. No one could understand it. Let me get there. This Isaiah 29.
Can I give you one?
Let me just. I'll give it to you in a minute. Just bear with me. Isaiah 29 verse 11. And the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, which men deliver to one that is learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I cannot, for it is sealed. And the book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I am not learned. Right, so it's a time where no one could understand this. Even the prophets, when they received these visions, they didn't even understand what they were seeing. We in this time can understand it, but the Most High has opened up this
That's
book,
what I've been saying.
so we can understand it now.
So that's what I'm
basically
saying.
what it is.
So what does 50 verse 1 says? Isaiah 50 verse 1. Because I seek righteousness, and because I seek
This
righteousness,
is the Apostle Paul. I left all the mysteries of the Bible. It's the Apostle Paul. Check Paul's
What's
writing.
the word?
He unlocked
I
all the
seek
mysteries.
righteousness. So Isaiah 51 is telling me where to look for righteousness.
Yeah, but this was in the scriptures.
Yeah. So Isaiah 51 verse 1.
Hold on, let me just get this. 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 16. All scripture is given by inspiration of God and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness,
Yeah, I agree.
that the man of the Most High may be perfect, thoroughly furnished unto all good works. So righteousness comes from the scripture.
Exactly.
And it's the prophets that break it down.
Okay, so if I'm seeking righteousness and the Bible tells me where to look, then should I look there?
Huh?
If I'm seeking righteousness
Yeah.
and the Bible tells me look down the road for righteousness, should I not look there?
Yeah, go,
Exactly. So go to 50 verse 1.
Isaiah.
50, yeah.
Isaiah 50 verse 1. Thus saith Yahweh, where's the bit of your mother's divorcement? whom I
Isaiah
put
50
away?
verse 1. Sure.
So what's the point that he's trying to make? I don't understand.
We all have our different points.
Not for me, not for me. Me take the Bible, the word of God. Not for me. Not for me.
Yeah, 51 verse 1. 51 verse 1.
No one, nobody, that people are coming.
Isaiah 51 verse 1. Hearken to me, ye that follow after righteousness. Ye that seek Yahweh, look unto the rock whence ye are hewn, and to the hole of the pit whence ye are digged.
So how would you break that down? Because if I'm seeking after righteousness and the Bible is
Okay,
telling me
let me
where
read
to
it. Verse
look,
2. Look unto Abraham your father, and unto Sarah that bare you. For I called him alone and blessed him and increased him. Right. So where's the rock where we were digging? Where did we come from? Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. You gotta remember our ancestors.
so hewn, what does hewn mean? Because the Bible says when you are hewn, so it's telling us that we hewn something. We
When
dug
you're
something.
hewing the rock that we were cut out of.
Okay, so if anyone Googles now, anywhere in the world that there's a hewn rock that's been cut out of somewhere.
What's your point?
He says to look, he says, hearken to me, that listen to me. Ye that follow after righteousness. Right?
What's the point?
I'm getting there. If you're an Israelite, don't you like people to listen to your point when you get there?
Of course.
Exactly. So should I rebuttal you when you're trying to get to your point?
Say that again.
Should I rebuttal you while you're trying to get to your point?
Of course.
Or should I listen?
Of course. You can listen. You can, if you got a point, you make your point.
So why you keep on asking me what's my point when I'm trying to read?
Because I don't know where you're going with it. It's like you say something, but what's your?
I don't have. I'm done, man. You just teach, bro. You just teach. Because I give you a verse and you read it, and it says, "Hearken to me, he that seek after righteousness, look with your eyes to the rock whence you are hewn." So,
are you trying to refer this all back to Haile Salasie?
I'm trying to refer it back to where in the world is there hewn rock?
What? Okay, what? That's why. Listen. Because
they mention Haile Salasie. You know why? Because Ethiopia is the only place where they've had churches that's been hewn out from the rock. But he don't want. See, he's calling me a waste. What is it?
I said we're wasting a whole bunch of time.
How is that wasting? How is that wasting?
It's a waste of time.
How is that wasting?
About so many other important things. This is not accompanying salvation.
They hate Rastafari so much.
Exactly.
So when you show
We're here
them
talking about
scriptures
Haile Selassie. We can talk about all the madness that's going on in the world right now that's leading up to the kingdom of heaven being established on planet Earth. And we're here talking about Haile Selassie, a man that has nothing to do with our people.
What do you mean?
And Haile Selassie is going to be a slave in our
There is
people.
no other man. Tell me one man.
Is going to be bowing down.
Tell me one man that is greater than him. That's done greater work than him. There's no other man on earth that's done greater.
This is Isaiah 49 verse 22. Thus saith Yahweh God, behold, I will lift up mine hand to the Gentiles. Right, the Gentiles talk about the other nations of people. And set up my standard to the people. And they shall bring thy sons in their arms, and thy daughters shall be carried upon their shoulders. And kings shall be thy nursing fathers, and their queens thy nursing mothers. They shall bow down to thee with their face toward the earth, and lick up the dust of thy feet. And thou shalt know that I am Yahweh, for they shall not be ashamed that wait for me. Right? So the kings of the earth, they're going to bow down.
Isaiah, the 60 verse 12. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yea, those nations have utterly wasted.
Right, so the kingdom and nation that doesn't serve us as a people in the kingdom of our heavens, they're going to be utterly perished. In every kingdom, they had one people ruling over everybody else. In every kingdom or empire that ever existed. You had the ancient Babylonians, the ancient Assyrians, you had the ancient Medo-Persians, the Greeks, the Romans. And in their time of rulership, they were sovereign. They ruled over everybody, and everybody follows their ways, their statutes, and their ways of doing things.
All right, brother, I've got a scripture for you. I want to ask you something because you seem to be knowledgeable more than him. So when he says in Amos 9 and 7, can you get this?
And there's no God to deliver them. But
No, because he's trying to deal with you. So
I'm trying to deal with it. So okay,
you don't want to deal with me.
I can deal with you, but every time I'm dealing with you as the master for him,
Bro,
he's not allowed.
your smart comments. Why are you getting smart comments?
Because you guys make smart comments.
This is Daniel chapter 4 verse 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and by the demand of the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men.
Exactly.
Right, so the Most High rules in the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of men.
So the Most High, you don't see the Most High as a man. You don't see him as a man though. You don't see the Most High as a man. Do you see the Most High? Can the Most High come into his existence? Can the Most High come on earth like a man, like me and you? Different from Christ? No. Okay. See, you don't see the Most High as a man. I see him as a man. But when you say is and him and he, you're referring to a person. When he
You're
says
trying to say
hearken-
that he's not the Most High, like he's just a man.
No, I'm not saying he's just a man. I'm saying he's a man because God made man in his own image.
The Most High is a man.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a man of war.
Because he said,
Right, yeah.
he said he's not a man that I should lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So I
okay.
see him as a man like you.
Right.
I see Christ as a man like you. But when he says in Amos 9 and 7, are you not as the children of the Ethiopians unto me? So God is saying, are you not as the children of the Ethiopians unto me?
Yeah, because we're dark skinned like
No. Let me finish reading the scriptures before you say anything. Are you not as the children of the Ethiopians unto me, or children of Israel? So he's pleading with the children of Israel now. He's saying, because you keep cursing the Ethiopians, he's saying, are you not as the children of the Ethiopians unto me, or children of Israel? Because he know that this day would have come when you would have been casting everyone that's got the title Ethiopian into fire. So he's asking you,
You don't know your worth, bro. You putting Ethiopians over you.
Bro, read what the scriptures saying. I'm not putting them over me. I'm an Israelite.
The Ethiopians are.
You're not more of an Israelite than me. What's that? No, bro, I don't want that from you. You're not more of an Israelite than me.
Huh?
Why you feel like you're more of an Israelite than me?
I never said that.
Yeah, but I'm reading from the Bible. From my Bible.
Yeah, I know, but you have to understand the Ethiopians
No,
are.
but
are
I'm
separate
reading,
people.
break this down then. Are you not as?
Yeah.
Because if I'm saying, are you not similar to my son?
Yeah.
That's me. That I'm asking.
Similar, but we're not
When
the
you're
same
speaking,
people.
I respect when you're speaking. Yeah, I'm older than you. I'm a big man for you. I'm older than you, and you're treating me like you're my senior.
I am your senior.
How?
Because we're the ones out here teaching. You're not out here
I
teaching.
teach too.
Where? I don't see you in the street.
Well, it's the first time I'm seeing you, and I've given you my time a day to chill with you and listen to you. And
Okay,
when I
then
ask
you
questions, you
can
start to
listen.
top up your
Then you
face.
can listen.
He start to top up his face. Like, Brixton is not for you alone.
I never said it was for me alone.
So why can't we talk about this?
Yeah, because we're not the same people as the Ethiopians.
If
We're
God
like
says,
them, but we're not
God,
the same
if
people.
God says, are you not as the children of the Ethiopians
Then
unto
what- so what are you trying to say?
unto me?
So what are you trying to say?
I'm not saying anything, bro. I'm saying unto me. Why am I saying that's wrong if I'm reading from the scripture?
Bro, we're not the same
Why
people.
should I respect you if you're reading from the
But then you
scripture?
can leave them.
No, but it's not about leaving. It's not about leaving. You said to me, why have time babbling about silly stuff?
Bro,
I'm
if
reading-
you want to put the Ethiopians over you, then go ahead and do that.
Bro, what does this
We're
mean?
not here. We're not advocating that. We're not
The
advocating
Lord
that. We're not here
have
for
not
that.
brought up Israel out of the land of Egypt and the Philistines and captured Syria from Kir. This is the scriptures I'm reading. It's not my point of view.
What's your point?
I'm saying, are you not as the children of
So
the
are you trying to say that we're like we're the Ethiopians?
Me, I'm just reading the scriptures. Can
I'm
someone else-
asking
can
you, what are
read
you
it,
trying to
bro?
point? What's your point?
Read it
I'm
and see
asking
if
you,
I'm
what,
saying
bro,
it.
what is your point?
Am I saying it?
What is your point? What's your
Because
point?
you're putting down the Ethiopians and God is asking the children of Israel, are you not unto me?
What
as
do you think that says? What's your
Yeah,
point?
but but I want you to tell me
Do
what
you
it's
think that
saying.
we're the same as the Ethiopians?
No, we're not the same.
Exactly.
But
So
what
what's
did
your
God
point?
say? What did God say?
It says we're like. That doesn't mean we're the same. We are the same people.
So God says,
I can say you are like the Egyptians unto me. Let's say that we're not the
but
we're not
God
the same
didn't say
people.
nothing about Egyptians right
We're
here.
not Ethiopians. That's
God didn't
specifically-
say we're
That's
Ethiopians.
specifically describing another group of people.
And
Saying they're
he's saying,
Ethiopians.
are you not unto me
Yeah.
as the children of the Ethiopians?
Yeah, but
God
what's
is
your
asking
point?
the
What's your
children.
point, man?
Bro,
What's your point?
read this first before you go into precept, you liar. Read it, read it,
What's
read it
the
so
point?
that maybe, so he can't blame me. Ask him.
Amos 9 and 7. Are ye not as the Ethiopians? Are you not as...
Fire fear, post here. Give me a phone, man. I can't even read it.
Amos 9 and 7. Are ye not as children of the Ethiopians unto me, or children of Israel, saith Yahweh? Have I not brought up Israel out of the land of Egypt and the Philistines from captivity?
Hey, bro, you know this man is cut.
Now let me.
Bro, have a nice day, bro. Have a nice day. We're not dealing with you. You're not dealing with you.
Hypocrite. He's a hypocrite.
Why am I here?
Because he read it and he asked you the same question, but you're not saying nothing.
Have a nice day, bro.
ready to preach nothing on the road.
Man, don't worship your Haile Selassie, man.
You are preaching it. Emperor Haile Selassie is the king.
No, that's your king. That's your king.
That's my king.
Don't worship your king.
I can't deny that.
Don't worship your king,
I can't deny
man.
that.
Don't worship him. We don't worship him. So have a nice day. Don't worship your king. Go back. Gotta worship Haile Selassie. Don't worship your
I
heathens,
worship
man.
my king.
We are king.
Israel king is
That's not our king. That's not our king. We love
I know my king neither.
Oh, you
No, not my king. It's not my king neither. That's not my
To
king.
hell with Haile Selassie.
There you
Fuck
go.
it.
To hell with
Fuck that
him.
guy. We do not respect that guy.
There you go.
That guy's going to slavery. Fuck Haile Selassie.
That's right.
And anybody that follow him.
You're only picking different scriptures to suit you.
That's cool. That's cool. That's up to you. Have a nice day. Don't worship Haile Selassie. We don't deal with that. We don't subscribe to that.
That's right.
We subscribe for our people, the Israelites. If you ain't of this people, fuck you.
There you go. So
You're going into slavery, man.
I go preach about
This guy, bro, I'm telling you, our people,
Zephaniah.
they love putting other races of people over themselves.
Ye Ethiopians also shall be slain
Hey,
by my sword.
hear this, read that.
Zephaniah chapter 2 verse 12. Ye Ethiopians also, ye shall be slain by my sword.
Yeah, that's Haile Selassie for you. The Ethiopians shall be slain by my sword. Okay, that's talking about the people of Ethiopia, the actual Cushites, man.
That's right.
Our people want to put these other nations of people over them. The scripture says, the Ethiopians shall be slain by my sword. And what sword is that talking about? That's talking about the lasers that come from the chariots, man. And the nuclear missiles. Hey, let me get this, man. Boy, this guy is converted. Our people was just gone. I think we might need to move down there too, because it's gonna start raining.
The heavenly power from the rain shakes the flies away, man.
So what you guys say about Jesus now? Who is Jesus?
If you don't mind, we're gonna move this just underneath Iceland right there.
I don't mind.
So if we can answer your question there.
Yeah.